Before we get into the battle, people, you need to make sure you've got enough energy to watch this. And what do I mean by that? Get yourself some G Fuel using code SALT for 30% off. My favorite flavors are dragon fruit and peach iced tea. There's a bunch of other flavors you want to try. You can get starter kits, you can get tubs, a whole bunch of different ranges there for your energy and caffeine needs or non-caffeine needs. Link in the description of the video, people. Come and check out G Fuel with code SALT. If you missed the salt, it's not my fault. What's up, YouTube? For today's video, with a full Weak Armor ability team. Jesse's been waiting for this thing for 5 years. I don't even know if they watch my videos anymore, but we finally got around to doing it. If you want to check me on Twitch, make sure you do. That's where I do all my battles. If you want to come and battle me, hang out in the chat, watch the salt. That is the place to be. Twitch.tv/PeopleYT. Okay, today we got a battle against Eckhart, and this was a pretty interesting battle. Now, Weak Armor is a really cool ability. It gives you the chance to actually get back into the game and maybe sweep with a Pokemon who's not super fast. Just get you back in the game, pretty much. It's a very handy ability. Obviously, you have to get hit by a physical move. It'll drop your defense by 1 stage, and you'll get a +2 in speed. So, quite a interesting kind of ability. So we got a Vanillux lead here. We got a flinching Vanillux with max attack and max speed. Icicle Sphere, beat up, astonishing, and explosion. So explosion is pretty much just on there if the battle matchup goes really bad and you just want to do a big chunk of damage, you just go for that. Pretty much you have an ice cream in real life and you get one of those ice creams that's like, I don't know, like 2 to 3 layers on it, and then like the top layer just falls on your lap. That's pretty much happens when you use explosion with Vanillux there. I know that's happened to someone. That's happened to me before, and that's like, well, I had like all this chocolate ice cream on my shorts. It wasn't too much fun. Anyway, so we got the Arctovish lead here. It's going to be a special set, and it's going to be very, very bulky too, with a leftover recovery. Now, I thought, well, I'm just going to cut my losses there and go for an explosion and do as much damage as humanly possible, and then send in another Pokemon that could actually work fairly nicely against this matchup. Now, that did pretty good damage for a physical attacking set with Adamant Nature, and my Vanillux is going to go down. So this is obviously a bulky boosting ancient power set, and it's got leftovers. So it's very, very bulky, and I've got to take it down before it gets, like, even 1 ancient power is going to make this thing, like silly bulky. So we're going to be going to Mandibuzz here. I want this to hit with, like, an Ice type move because I've got Weak Armor and Weakness Pulsing. This is a special attacking set. I've actually done a Mandibuzz sweep with this, I think almost this exact set, right? And it works pretty well. So we got Weak Armor. Obviously, this doesn't have any physical moves, but it still has a chance of activating Weakness Pulse here, right? So I went for the Dank Pulse there. It doesn't take the Arctovish out, and I actually get a flinch, which is really nice. So I thought, okay, I want this thing to hit me with the Ice type move, or just a super effective move in general. I'll go for Nasty Plot, right? I'll get that Nasty Plot up, and then the Weakness Posse will boost my special attack even further, and then maybe I'll get hit by a physical move, and then Weak Armor will come into effect, and I'll just be like a sweeping machine. So I'm going to hit by that. I take it really well, but then I get Freeze Axe. Oh, man, it's just one of those days, right? So Mandibuzz is somehow, like, when you look at Mandibuzz, right, it's got its, like, feathers and wings up in there. I don't, like, how is that even floating? I feel like when a Pokemon gets frozen, they should fall down to the floor and have that, like, little ice block around them. I don't know, but someone in the comments section scientifically explain to me how Mandibuzz is still floating right now. Don't say it's holding a balloon or something like that. All right, anyway, so we're going to be frozen solid for this turn. I really need to thaw out here. Now, Heat Wave will not thaw me out, even if I want to go for that, unfortunately. So we got another Ancient Power. I'm really hoping this thing doesn't get a boost in Ancient Power because it'd be really, really bad. I mean, the chances are very low, but then again, the chances are very low of me getting Freeze Axe. But I guess this is sort of karma for me getting that Blizzard Freeze Axe in a row. If you didn't check out the video I did last week, I used a Blissey with Blizzard. I hit 3 Blizzards in a row, and every single Blizzard hit was a Freeze Axe. So I'm guessing there's a little bit of karma coming back my way. I mean, I'm not complaining. I got those 3 in a row, so I'll just take the hit here. So Arctovish is going to be able to take me out here. There's nothing I can do. I am a frozen block of Mandibuzz, and I just went for Heat Wave. It doesn't really matter what I do. I'm just going to be frozen. So I was very, very unlucky, and I've kind of a bad start to the battle because I've lost my Ice Cream and I've lost my Mandibuzz. So I've got to take this Pokemon out because it's just going to get really annoying, especially if it gets a boost right and it has some form of recovery. That could be really bad too. So Arctovish still has around half health there on like after the Mandibuzz and the Vanillux. Somehow it's just I don't know, man. This is one of those days. So we're going to swap in the Crustle. This is my Fury Cutter Crustle. It's absolutely amazing. I mean, if you can't use Fury Cutter, you know, you just can't play Pokemon right. So we got Rock Blast, Fury Cutter. I was joking, by the way. That was a meme. So we got Rock Blast and Fury Cutter. We got Stomping Tantrum and Sword Dance. Now, I actually got a sweep with this Pokemon. If you didn't check out my Crustle sweep that I uploaded a couple of days ago. And I also got... I got like a double sweep in this stream. So it's going to be a Fishious Ren set. It's a mix set. However, Fishious Scummiest Ren is going to activate my weak armor, which is great, right? Because now I've got a +2 in speed, so Crustle's going to be able to outspeed a lot of things. Now, the EVs I gave this with max speed and max attack, mostly on these sets, I was going to run max speed, right? But some of the time, or most of the time, I'd run like Adamant Nature, because I knew that the extra speed that I got given through weak armor would be actually enough, so I wouldn't need to go like, you know, Jolly Nature or whatever. So go for Rock Blast on the Arctovish, and we finally take it out. I finally turned Arctovish back into a fossil, people. I did it, alright? So we've still got 4 more Pokemon dealing, and we got Onix coming out, which is very unexpected. Now, Onix and Crustle, right? I guess you could say like the goldy greeny sort of color. It's exactly the same on both shinies, which is really, really cool. So we're going to go for a Stomping Tantrum here. I was like, I know that it's not going to take it out, and it certainly doesn't. And guess what, people? The Onix has weak armor too, so the opponent actually had a weak armor Pokemon, which is like super cool, you know, why I did this team. So Onix, right, is going to be going for an Iron Tail. I was like, oh, man. And I've got weak armor, right, and Crustle goes down like a sack of potatoes. So I've lost half my team, and there's a shiny Onix on the field, and it's Everlight, right? It's got to be Everlight. Now, the only good thing about that is actually lost a negative in its defense, so I thought Skarmory will be good here, right? And it may even activate Skarmory's weakness policy. So once again, this is a sweeping Skarmory. Onix is going to go for a Screech. It's going to try and drop my defense and then attack me. So I'm like, man, I better take this Onix out like stat, right? So go for that Sword Dance, getting a +2 in attack. Now, it's actually originally going to run weakness policy on my Skarmory too, because it had a very good chance of living hits. It's a Skarmory, right? Not so much on the special side, but definitely on the, on the physical side. So Onix is going to go for another Screech. That one is going to miss. I'm going to pop that Iron Head, and Onix is going to go down like a sack of pebbles. Now, we've got the Arctovish down, and now the Onix. So we're starting to get back into this game. However, I lost half my team already. I've got to really think about what I'm going to do in this matchup too, because we got a Manectric here. So I was like, okay, if this uses a special move, I'm done. If I Dynamax, I can tank that and go for a Sand Tomb, right? So we got Iron Head, Rock Slide, and Sand Tomb. So I had Sand Tomb on there for like this electric type Pokemon. I thought under the Dynamax, right, is actually going to be a powerful move. Like outside of Dynamax, it's pretty much a pile of crap. So we're going to go for the Dynamax Skarmory here. I don't have Stealth Rock on this set, and now I can go for basically my ground type move. And depending on what sort of set Manectric was, if it was a physical set, it'll activate my weak armor. If it's not, well, it's not the end of the world, right? So it's going to be a physical one. It's going to go for Thunder Fang. I'm very, very glad that I Dynamax there. Weak armor is going to come to effect, dropping my defense by 1 stage and boosting my speed by 2 stages. So Skarmory is very well set up now. And also see it's got the Life Orb as the item. So this is definitely going to be a sweeping set. And I know that after a +2 in attack, and Dynamax Manectric is going to go down in 1 hit. So that's really, really good here. Skarmory is the Pokemon that is going to get me back into this match, which is really nice. Dynamax Skarmory is pretty fire too. It's like hovering. So we got 3 Pokemon down, and next Pokemon is Zekrom. I was like, oh, what is this Zekrom set going to be? So I can go for the same move on the Zekrom again. It doesn't have like Air Balloon or anything like that at all. So Max Quake again. And that'll give me a +1 in special defense too, which is kind of nice. Not that it's really going to matter if I get hit by a super effective special hit. I mean, Skarmory's not super bulky on that side. So we got a Dynamax Zekrom. I think this is maybe the only Pokemon on their whole team that can actually withstand some of Skarmory's moves after having the weak armor and the +2 in Sword Dance, right? Now with that, like if you had a weakness policy, you could essentially get a Sword Dance and a weakness policy and a weak armor, and you're very, very unstoppable then. So go for the Max Quake on the Zekrom. This does some really, really impressive damage considering how bulky it is and considering it's not stab. So I do a well over half health and get a +1 in special defense. That's like 2. And then Zekrom is going to eat a berry and get some of its health back. So I was like, damn, that would have been handy for it to be on under half health. And now it's going to go for a max lightning, and Skarmory is not going to be able to live with that one. I don't know if it's a physical set or a special set, but either way, I need to take this out desperately. So now we've got the electric terrain on the field, which is really bad. And we've still got 2 turns of the Dynamax for Zekrom too. Now, I needed a way to stall this out for 2 turns, and I thought, okay, I've got the perfect answer for this. However, it's going to have to be, maybe be a bit of a sacrifice. So we're going to go into Poltergeist, right? So Poltergeist is like the best weakness, one of the best weakness policy sort of setup sets. Works really, really well, weak armor and weakness policy. So I thought to run one on this one, but instead of running that right, I'm going to be running a physical set. So it gets a couple of good physical moves. Poltergeist actually gets Poltergeist as the move. So I thought, okay, we'll run a physical one. We'll have Focus Sash as the item and get a free Shell Smash off. Now, this will allow me to outspeed the Zekrom, which is going to be good, and I'll be able to do some pretty good damage. Now, unfortunately, outside of Poltergeist, its physical moveset is basically trash. That's exactly why I used it right. Now, the other moves on this were Poltergeist. We had Self-Destruct and Facade. Now, I had Facade in there in case the opponent just went for a Will-O-Wisp, and I was able to get a Shell Smash off, and I wasn't on 1 health. That was why I had that for. Plus, its move pool is extremely barren. Now, I thought about this for a while. I thought, okay, is Poltergeist going to be able to take out the Zekrom with Poltergeist, right? I didn't think it was even at +2, judging on its horrible attack stat. So I went for the self-destruct there. Basically, my Tot T exploded all over me. Now, I actually have a little story here for you people. I took the Zekrom out. Now, I went through the McDonald's drive-thru. This is a couple of years ago, right? Now, I had a hot drink given to me. The lady actually filled it up right to the brim, and when I grabbed it right, the cup sort of exploded, and hot water went all over me in areas you don't even want to know about. That was the hottest thing ever in my life, that got spilled on me. It was so hot. I don't know why it was just filled to the absolute brim, then the top exploded. Yeah, that's just my story. Has that ever happened to anyone before? Man, we're getting on to these life stories in today's video. So, the next Pokemon is the Octillery. the Graplock. I got confused there by that octopus and red face. So, I'm going to go for the Toxic. This is actually a bulky Garbodor with weak armor as the ability too. I don't know why I keep saying weak armor as ability. It's a freaking weak armor ability team. You already know that. Now I did a sweep with this Garbodor. This is a sweeping one on G-Max Garbodor. This one is more of a tanky set, but it works in the same way. It actually comes out bulky and really, really fast. So we're going to go for a Toxic Infestation. Graplock's going to go for an Octazooka. Now, Octazooka has a chance of actually dropping your accuracy. Unfortunately, the irony to that move is actually not that accurate itself. Well, not super 100% accurate. Now, this one is actually a recycled White Herb set. So when you get your boost from weak armor getting hit by a physical move, right, you'll be faster. And you'll get a defense drop of 1. So I thought, okay, well, I can go recycle my White Herb and heal off that defense drop, right? And then if they hit you again with another physical move, you get another speed boost, and then you can recycle again and get rid of that defense drop again. So it's kind of smart, right? And then you can go the Pain Split to get your health back. So it's a very, very gimmicky set, and I had actually pretty good amounts of success with it, so it was nice. So the EVs on this Garbodor were as follows: max defense and max special defense. I like to do that on pain splitting sets because it's got a good base amount of health, and I'm going to maximize my defense and special defense and maximize the amount of damage that Pain Split will do to the opponent and heal me back at the same time. So Octillery, Graplock, God, these nicknames, man, is going to go for a Focus Mist. Now, quite funny here, Focus Mist does probably a little bit more damage than Octazooka does, just due to Snap there, and it's going to be going down. So that was a special Graplock, quite a hard set to run. I've run a special Graplock before. Not easy when you're running with moves like Focus Mist. So the last Pokemon is Sandile. I'm like, okay, this has to have some sort of ground type move. I really need to probably get maybe a Pain Split or a Infestation. Now, Infestation is going to be super effective, but it's not going to do loads of damage. It's a Garbodor, and even though it's a Sandile, it's really not going to be doing too much. So I thought, okay, it'll outspeed me. I'll get a weak armor, then I'll go for Pain Split, right? So I went for that, hoping I could actually live this one. Unfortunately, Sandile is going to take my Garbodor out, sad face. So down goes Garbodor, and that was a pretty dang close battle. I'm very salty. My Mandibut's got frozen for all of its turns. Thank you for the battle, Eka. Let's get on to the second battle right now. I need a little drink. I'm feeling a little bit weak. So the next battle we got is against Determined, and Determined only brought 4 Pokemon this time. Now, he had a specific theme team. I'll let you people actually guess what it is. So the first Pokemon is the Politoed. Oh, we're in the arena thing. It's actually nice to appear in other arenas. With my trainer card, I always, you have a 50% chance of going into that arena, right? So I seem to always go into like the basic arena. Not that I really bother about that because it's kind of nice. I like the basic one. This one's nice too. This is probably my second favorite arena. So we're going to go for Explosion here. I know the Politoed doesn't have Damp because it went for Drizzle, but I wasn't going to roll that dice if I didn't see that rain falling right. So Vanillix is going to go for the Explosion because at this stage, I don't think I had King's Rock either, and it missed the KO by like a tiny little bit. So going to my Crustle now, I thought this would be a great opportunity to go for a Fury Cutter, right? Because I could get one Fury Cutter and, start powering it up. And if I did get hit by any sort of attacks or physical moves, it could be like a good old Fury Cutter sweep. Now, I thought about this for a while, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to go for Fury Cutter and see if I can take this out. So go for Fury Cutter, outspeed the, Porygon there, the Politoed, and it's going to be going down. So I was running max speed in this too, if you are, wondering about that. Now, the next Pokemon that's going to come in is the Ninetales. So the rain's going to go away, and the sun's going to come. So you might be able to see what this team is all about. The nicknames definitely don't give it away or anything. So at this stage, I can't go for a Fury Cutter. I could go for a Rock Blast, and Rock Blast would do some pretty good damage, but I was thinking, look, I've had some pretty bad luck lately in these battles, so I'm going to go for Stomping Tantrum and just get some sort of damage. Now, Ninetales is going to go for a Weather Ball in the sun, does a lot of damage. I just managed to live that one and go for a Stomping Tantrum here, and does some pretty good damage to Ninetales, so just a little bit over 3/4, so I'm happy with that. Now, I could have gone for Rock Blast there. I could have probably taken out if I hit, 3 to 4 times, but I didn't. Like I said, I'd rather get some extra damage off. I'd rather get some damage off than none, right? Because Rock Blast can miss. In that situation, I really didn't want Ninetales to be living with full health and then take me out. So they were making I don't know, they're waiting it for a little bit and then they went for the Scorching Sands and took my Crustle out. Maybe they thought I was going to swap there or something. I guess it didn't really matter. I definitely wasn't going to swap Crustle out there on that low amount of health. And even with max speed, it's nothing to, it's nothing fast at all. So it's not exactly Sonic the Hedgehog, right? So we're going to be going to Garbodor here. I can just go for, I couldn't go for Infestation and take it out. So I either had to go for Toxic or Toxic Infestation. That's pretty much it. Now, I didn't have a lot of Pokemon to swap into this either, and I didn't really want to swap them into it, so I was almost contemplating just sacrificing Garbodor to take this Ninetales out. So Ninetales is going to fire off another Weather Ball here. Now, the Weather Ball is going to be 100 base power, so it is going to be, pretty powerful. And Garbodor takes out, but not as well as I probably would have liked, And I couldn't go for Pain Spit because Ninetales was on, it was on too low amounts of health. So I would have actually given the Ninetales health, and I would have lost health. So I really had to go for the toxic damage there. So now I could go for the Infestation. Here I was really hoping that they got max damage with that Weather Ball, and then I could get the Infestation off and, take out the Ninetales. That's what I was hoping anyway. So I get hit by another Weather Ball, and unfortunately Garbodor is going to go down. So poor Garbodor, but it did take some damage on the Toxic. So next turn, Ninetales is definitely going to go down, right? So I thought, okay, well, this could be a good opportunity to send in Poltergeist here. I could get a Shell Smash off, and then Ninetales is just going to go down to the Toxic anyway. I don't even need to attack her, so this is good. I've got the Sash intact. I'm all good to go, and I might, I definitely know they're not going to swap. They've only got a little bit of health, so I've got a free Shell Smash here that I can basically spam Poltergeist, or if I want to go for Self-Destruct, I can. So Ninetales is going to go for a Weather Ball here once again in the sunlight, and that is going to do a lot of damage to my Poltergeist. And I take it okay, but not amazing well. Now this set was max speed and max attack, Adamant Nature of course, and Weak Armor was there as well, and Shell Smash was there as well. So after a Shell Smash and a Weak Armor, Poltergeist was very, very fast. You weren't outspeeding this outside a very, very fast Choice Scarf Pokemon or a priority moves. So Ninetales is going to go down. I've taken half their team out now, and we've got 2 more Pokemon to go. But their Pokemon were pretty good, so it's sort of matched up with my team because, most of them were memes, right? So we're going to Leaf on coming in here, and I'm assuming that's probably going to be a Chlorophyll set in the sun, right? But I do have a Shell Smash up, and I was confident I could still outspend it. Now, I wasn't confident that Poltergeist could take it out, so I thought, let's go Self-Destruct again. This worked against the Zekrom, so I'm sure I can work against a Leafo, right? So go for that Self-Destruct, 200 base power, and it fails to take it out. Oh, man. So close once again. Just the thing about this thing, Leafon has some pretty decent base defense. That was the only reason, it actually lived that. So we're going to go into Mandibuzz now. I was hoping I had a little bit more luck with my Mandibuzz than I did the last battle. Like, I got free sacks. I can go for a Heat Wave. I can go for air slash, or I can just go for a Dank Pulse and take it out. That's 100% actually. And I do outspeed the Leafon. So it's like, okay, it's not running Chlorophyll. It could be running like Leaf Guard, right? So down goes the Leaf Guard. So we got one more Pokemon here. I've got 2 more remaining. Now, the last Pokemon, of course, is the Winter, and that's going to be the Ninetales. So the theme team, right, was actually seasons, seasons. So I thought at the start, went in the team preview, I was seeing Polito, Ninetales, and Ninetales in Leafon. I was like, why don't they have a Tyranitar instead of Leafon for? Because, obviously Sandstorm isn't like a season, right? Like, autumn would be the actual season. Anyway, that actually reminds me too, I'd love to have the Swordsbuck forms left in the game. So that'd be really good. I've actually never done that team before, the Swordsbuck form. So as soon as they come back in the game, that's a team I really want to do. So Ninetale's going to go for the Veil instead of attacking me. I thought it might just attack me, so I went for Air Slash. And instead of go for the Heat Wave. Heat Wave, I was actually a little bit worried about going for that because of weakness policy, right? Because remember, we haven't Dynamax either, so if I went for Heat Wave and I activated Weakness Posse, I could be in a lot of trouble, because Skarmory is my last Pokemon, and, its special defense isn't great. So we got a Alola Ninetales here as the Dynamax Pokemon. I went for Heat Wave this turn, but I knew that if it went for a Nice-type move or a Fairy-type move, it Dynamax, Mandibuzz was definitely not going to be living that one, since I wasn't running any Bulk Ride. So Ninetales is going to be going for a Max Starfall here on my Mandibuzz, and unfortunately Mandibuzz is not going to be able to live that one. It's kind of unfortunate, and these were probably the best battles I had with this team, but Mandibuzz just got wrecked every single time. The first one, there wasn't much I could do, and it faced 2 really good counters there. So down goes Mandibuzz, but if you like Mandibuzz, you can check out my Mandibuzz sweep on YouTube. I did a pretty cool one there. I'm sure I did a Weakness Policy Weak Armor set, like a special one. So we are down to our last Pokemon again. I was finding myself actually Dynamaxing Skarmory a lot, like almost every time using this team. So I've got Max Steel Spike, which is going to be 4 times. I've got Max Rockfall, and I've got Max Quake. So I thought, you know what, even if there's a Veil up, I'm very, very confident I can take this Ninetales out if I Dynamax too. And I'm actually also confident that I can live its Ice-type move too. It's going to have to go for an Ice-type move. Fairy's not going to do anything, and yeah, that's pretty much it, right? I'd assume they've got like a setup move as their last cover, or just like a weak coverage move, right? They won't do too much. So Skarmory's going to be Dynamax here. I'm going to go for my Max Steel Spike. I was thinking about going for like getting a +1 defense, special defense, but I thought, nah, the battle's going to be too fast for that. Oh, let me just attack this thing, right? So it's going to go for the Max Hailstorm. That does just under half my health. And I'm going to go for the Max Steel Spike. I was like, okay, goodbye Ninetales, GG's. And it just lives. I'm like, man, that Veil actually saved its life. So I'm going to get a +1 defense. Not that it's going to matter. And now I'm going to get buffeted by the Hail. So I'm like, okay. I really, really hope that wasn't a min damage hit from Max Hailstorm before, because if it is, this is going to be very, very close, right? So I could go for basically any move to take the Ninetales out. This is the last turn of the Alola Ninetales in Dynamax. It's going to go for the Max Hailstorm, and it doesn't take my Skarmory out. Thank goodness that is the game, people. I'm just waiting for the Max Rockfall there, and GG's. Hope you enjoyed both these battles. This is a really, really cool team to use. If you can think of any other ability teams that you reckon I should do, leave them in the comment section. Make sure you check out the playlist before you leave a recommendation too. That's very much appreciated, so I don't need to sift through all the ones that I've already done. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll catch you for another theme team tomorrow. Have a great day wherever you live in the world. Peace out.